Hi loves, I wanted to welcome you back to my channel. I am Halicia, but I go by Lee, and I already know that you guys are here because I am getting a breast augmentation. I contemplated documenting this journey for a while, and then after like really taking the time out, I was just like, you know what, I'm doing this for me, so I'm just gonna document it for me. So if there is any like negative response to this, then we're in the first minute of the video. Just go ahead and exit. I feel like this entire process is solely for me. I didn't do it for anybody else. I didn't do it for a man. I didn't do it for IG. I'm doing it for me. So today is Sunday, September 20th. This is the night before my surgery. And of course, we're in kind of like this weird period right now where COVID, it's changed a lot of things. So things are running quite differently, but I just kind of feel like this was the perfect time for me to go ahead and get this procedure done. I have been wanting a breast augmentation now for about a decade, and I've talked to a lot of people about it, but I feel like I've only discussed it in like passive conversation, like in a very light mood. Like I might be around my friends or out and about, and I'm like, I want to get boobs, and somebody else is like, oh yeah, I want to get my butt done, or I want to get a mommy makeover, or I want to get a tummy tuck, or I want to do this, that, and the third. And that's happened like over a very long period of time, but now that we're here, I'm actually doing it. So I'm gonna share with you. If you are of course against plastic surgery, then I don't really know what to tell you. This video is not going to be for you, and any other videos that I put out about this breast augmentation, it's not going to be for you. So I'm letting you know right now, but it is happening. Now I am gonna backtrack on kind of like how this process started. So again, I've already told you that I've been wanting to get this done for a while, but it just seemed like it came full circle. Everything aligned a few months ago. The money aligned, the timing aligned, literally everything just fell in place, and every single detail about this entire process has been perfect. Like there has not been one issue throughout this entire process. So late July, early August was when it was like extremely heavy on my heart. So I started doing excessive research, and I mean like over and beyond. I would literally, for probably like 3 weeks, I would watch 3 to 4 breast augmentation vlogs a day, and I watched it from all different angles. Like I watched it from people that were getting them. I was watching doctors actually performing the surgery. So if that's something that you're interested in, just look it up on YouTube. There are actual doctors that will show you the surgery. I also watched people that had them removed. I watched people that had complications. I watched them all. I just really wanted to get a very well-rounded feel of what my experience could be like, and I really wanted to be sure, like, okay, this is what you really want to do. Like, I don't know, it was kind of like that final decision to me, and I wanted to be aware of like all possible outcomes essentially. So after I did that and I decided like, yeah, I want to do it, like I want to do it, I began to look for doctors, and I wanted a doctor in the Houston area because, for one, I wanted to be able to pull up on my doctor, like literally get in my vehicle and drive to my doctor like, what's up? I thought that that was extremely important. I definitely wanted a board certified doctor, and I wanted to be able to come home and be comfortable and rest and relax and, you know, and not have to worry about that stress. So I definitely wasn't going overseas, especially with COVID, and I wasn't going to go to another state or city. Okay, and that's just what it is. I didn't want to fly with open or healing wounds, and I didn't want to be in a situation where I didn't have direct access to my surgeon, my PA, or my like patient care director. I started my research with doctors. Originally, I wanted a black doctor. When I started looking for black plastic surgeons in Houston, they were few and far between. I think that I found like 1 or 2. Yeah, and I don't even know if they were board certified, but I think I found like 1 or 2, and the reviews were kind of mixed. So I kind of backed away from that. And I also wanted a woman, okay? So not just a black person, but a black woman. And none of those things happened. So I just took out the whole race factor, and I wanted a woman that was board certified, that was a plastic surgeon if possible, because we, you know, plastic surgeons focus on plastic surgery, and that's what I'm getting. A woman board certified plastic surgeon in Houston. Those were like my 4 requirements. And so I did like Google searches initially, and then I got on Real Self, because I've used Real Self, and Real Self is essentially a platform for things like plastic surgery, cool sculpting, all of those kind of essentially like cosmetic changes. And Real Self gives real reviews. I mean, they kind of give you like the rundown of it. I think that pretty much all of their doctors are board certified also. So I went on Real Self, and some of the doctors that I Googled were also on there. Now keep in mind, in terms of women, there were still a lot of women doctors. I won't say a lot, but there was enough to choose from. So there were 2 in particular that I was drawn to their reviews and their results, like their before and after photos. They just looked phenomenal. 2 of them, it just so happened. So on Real Self, they do give you the option to actually message the doctors, or like set up a consultation, or just get more information. So there were 2 of them that I was like, yes, I love these 2. Like, I'm feeling it. It's a vibe. So I sent out messages to both of those doctors. I did not realize that both of those doctors were like under the same umbrella. Like, they work in like the same surgical center kind of office. I didn't realize that though, because I don't know how, but I just didn't realize that until afterwards. So after I did the whole Real Self thing, both of the doctors emailed me, I think like that day. If it wasn't that day, it was in less than 24 hours. And they both called me. So both of them, like their patient care directors, called, and we chatted, and I set up a consultation with one of them. I went to that consultation. It was going to be like, we had the option to choose virtual or in person, and I chose in person just because I wanted to get a feel. I wanted to see their offices, their facilities. I wanted to actually get an in-person vibe. Like, what is this going to be like? Because I feel like on the phone or like over the internet, it's easier to portray something that may not necessarily be that. So I booked my consultation. I think my consultation was in August. It was like a month ago. I went to my consultation, and the doctor that I went with, she has 2 offices. One office she just does like clinic and like appointments at, and then the other office she does her actual surgeries at. So her team, they go back and forth to both, essentially. So I went to the office that she does clinic at, because that was the only consultation appointment that they had available at the time, and that office was in the Woodlands. So I went to that office. That office is gorgeous, and I am going to insert like a few clips that I recorded on my phone from our consultation, but just know that it's extremely difficult to record during this time. And I was at my consultation for 3 hours. I only waited for my appointment for maybe like 5 to 7 minutes. So that should tell you. When my consultation started, I want to say my PA came in first, and she was just basically like, you know, take your clothes off from the top up and put on the gown, and the doctor will be in shortly. When the doctor came in, she examined my breasts, and she got to telling me like what my options were, what was it that I wanted, like the different types of implants that I could receive. She went over the risk, she went over the time frame, how long it would take to heal, essentially everything. When I say that she talked to me for maybe like an hour and a half, she went over everything with me, and she was extremely thorough. But what I love most, and she's super sweet, oh my gosh, vibe unmatched. What I enjoyed most was that she went over the risk with me, and I love that because a lot of the things that she told me in terms of the risk were things that I did not come across for my research. So she told me about how sometimes the body rejects implants, and it will essentially create like a hard bubble around it, and you have to take the implants out and get them put back in. She also talked to me about the I want to say it's called like breast implants disease. Time the Infamous had it. She discussed that with me, and there were like a couple of other risks that I already knew about that she discussed with me. And I love that because I kind of feel like when I watch a lot of people's vlogs, I never heard the doctors discuss the things that could go wrong, but she did. And she told me that I was a great candidate for going on top of the muscle, and that was exactly what I wanted. I didn't want anything like kind of shifted. I really just wanted her to do the cut, slide in the implants. I wanted some higher profile boobs, and she was like, you're a great candidate for that. And I was like, perfect, because that is exactly what I want. I am going to get the gummy bear. I can't tell you the technical name for it because I don't know, but I am going to get those tomorrow morning. I would say like midway through the consultation, she had me put on like a sports bra that had like implants in them, just to get a feel for the size that I wanted. I am a full A cup. Yes, a full A. You can't tell right now because I do have on a full-on push-up bra and it is padded, but I am a full A cup, and I am going for a full C. So on my body, jumping from a full A to a full C, I'm going to receive anywhere from 250 to 275 cc's. So there's not going to be a super dramatic difference. I'm literally just looking for proportion in my body because my top half is extremely small, but I got a little bit of weight on me. I'm slightly thick, and I just want to fill out. And we genetically have a smaller chest. At the consultation, essentially, she was just like, you know, let us know like what it is that you decide to do. You don't have to go with us. You know, you can choose whatever it is that you want to choose. And after our consultation, the patient care director came in, and you know, she just asked me like how I was feeling, what did I think, you know, what did I want to do. And I was just like, oh well, you know, can you go ahead and quote me for it? Let me know like how much this procedure would cost. She stepped out, went to go talk to the doctor again, and ran up a quote for me that kind of like essentially outlined how much exactly everything would cost. And she came back in, and then we sat down and we discussed all of that. We discussed, her and I probably sat down for maybe like 30 minutes. When I tell you, they were thorough, extremely detailed and extremely organized. So I'm actually going to go over it with you because I got all my paperwork right here in the folder that they gave me. So the total cost of my surgery was $7,094.95. The cost of the implants, because they give you a full breakdown on this piece of paper of how much everything costs. So I do want to share this information with you if it's something that you're considering doing, just so that you have an idea of where all of this money goes. So the actual implants were $1,045. The kind of like insurance was $165, because what she told me is that 90% of complications happen within the first 45 days. The breast augmentation, like the surgical fee essentially, was $3,775. Then we had product fees. So I have my Exparel. I'm sure that's being pronounced wrong, so don't come for me. That was $500. The Skinuva, I think that's like the scar care. That one was $64.95. Phase 1, I can't remember exactly what that was, but that was $100. My anesthesia fees were $650, and my facility fees are $795, bringing my total cost to $7,094.95. So in terms of cost, that is how much it costs. I'm sure that the price ranges depending on where you are and depending on who you choose to go with. But when I did Google breast augmentation surgeries in Houston, the base price was $6,000. So I knew that at the minimum I would likely be paying $6,000 with a board certified doctor. Leaving the consultation, I decided to pay half of the procedure. So that day I paid $3,600. All right, now fast forward to about a week and a half later, I had my pre-op, because at my consultation they were like, when do you want to get it done? And we were basically discussing like all of the events that I have planned for the rest of the year moving into next year, and we collectively decided that the best time to get my procedure done would be September, because once we hit November, I get to traveling. December, there's holidays, I'm always moving around, kind of like on those 2 months. And then February is our new wedding date, so it just made sense to get it done as soon as possible. So I opted for September, a September date, which is tomorrow. So this entire process is happening in about a month. I went to my pre-op appointment, and I went to my pre-op appointment at the actual surgical center, which I love. All of the centers that I went to were extremely beautiful. So my pre-op appointment just consisted of taking pictures of my breasts and then going over what I needed to know before the procedure. So she gave me a list of prescriptions. She gave me basically the rules that I needed to follow prior to the procedure. So no like drinking or smoking, anything like that. Tonight I actually need, I need to go to the store. I need to shower or bathe with Dial, and she gave me 2 Irish Springs or like Lever 2000 soap, and she was like, yes, it's gonna dry your skin out, but we need you to come clean. I actually might shower in the morning, because she did say that I could shower in the morning. I also have to drink a clear Gatorade tonight, 12 ounces, and another 12 ounces in the morning. She said that that really helps with the healing process, and I guess how you feel right after surgery. I did have to go pick up all of my prescriptions prior to surgery, so I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 prescriptions. I also had to get blood work done, so I would say that that was one of the hidden costs, because I didn't know that initially. So I actually went and got that, and I also had to get a COVID test at the beginning of this week. I had to get it 7 days prior to my procedure, because of course they will not operate on anyone that tests positive for COVID-19. Other than that, the only other like pre-op instructions, how I would feel after surgery, what I needed to wear to surgery, what time I needed to arrive. I can't wear any jewelry, of course, absolutely no metal, no makeup, loose fitting bottoms, and a top that either zips like this or that buttons front, something that's really easy to get on and off. And I think that that's like really it. But back to those hidden costs. So I had to get 2 of them, and I went to any lab test. Both of them were about $100 roughly. Like it was like $98 and like 95 cents or something like that. I did have to pay for my COVID testing, and I had to get my COVID tested at their office. So at the actual surgical center, they was not playing with me. And that was $125. And the COVID testing, it wasn't bad. It was just uncomfortable at best. And when my blood work came back, My doctor did call me because I apparently have anemia, and I did not know that. She sent me a prescription for a high dosage of iron, but I didn't purchase it. I didn't purchase it because the prescription literally was $100, and I didn't understand why I had to spend $100 on iron. And I called her back and she was just like, you know, just get an over-the-counter version of it, like a higher dosage. So I just picked up this Walgreens version of iron, and then at my pre-op appointment I was required to pay my remaining balance. So in terms of hidden costs, my prescriptions, the blood work, and the COVID testing, that was all maybe like $400 total. So I guess in total I've spent $7,500 roughly. They also gave me this bag, and it's essentially a patient care kit. I know this is washed out, but it says post-operative healing kit. But here is a sleep mask with like my doctor's name on it and her logo. There is my Scanuva scar cream, some champagne gummy bears. Isn't this cute? And she was just like, you know, just in case you feel like you need a little drink, you need to relax a little, champagne gummy bears. There's also a candle in here. It's a nice candle too, and the scent is French Cade and lavender. She told me to burn this when I got home from the procedure because it would add like that calming effect, because she did say that people do typically panic a little bit after surgery because of the pressure. They typically feel like a lot of pressure. When you panic, you kind of feel like you can't breathe. So she told me just, you know, burn my candle for a day or two after surgery, and it will help me calm down, especially if I'm getting like a little anxious or feeling overwhelmed. There is some compression socks. There's $300 off a Fraxel package, but I don't know what that is. I need to look that up. And then there is a cute little purifying black mask. So I thought that this like whole little kind of like post-care kit was super dope. For my procedure tomorrow, I will kind of give you guys like the rundown in the next vlog of how this goes. Wish me luck, pray for me. By the time that you see this video, it'll be done. But that's okay. I hope that you guys enjoyed that I kind of shared something extremely personal. So if you do have any questions about my process or my procedure, then please leave them down below. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching my channel and supporting me. I'll see you once I have new girls. Bye.